Hi, this is the video for the week of May 18th for families of Mr. Abernathy's junior English class. This video, I'm going to detail what your juniors will be doing for this week as required for English language arts. So let's start out standards. They're going to be trying to identify central ideas and they're going to do some writing. For that actual activity, they are going to learn about the different styles of articles that end up in our newspapers, and they're going to be writing an article themselves, and I'll go over that in more detail in a minute. The best thing you can do with your scholar this week is to go over that article that they're going to be writing with them. Is it strong? Could it, what's something that can make it stronger? Point out anything that you see that might make it more realistically able to end up in a newspaper, as I'm sure our students are actively reading newspapers. So that would be a great way to interact with your scholar this week. Let's go ahead and look at our Canvas discussion. So here we are. They're going to be writing a newspaper. First step for your students is they're going to be looking at a PowerPoint that Mr. Goodson made detailing the 3 different forms of kind of newspaper writing as we see them. It looks like this. We're going to go over articles, editorials, and editorial cartoons. At least the first 2 we have done in class. So they're going to review those, and then they're going to review each of these 3 examples and post the main idea. So we have an example of an article, we have an example of an editorial, and we have an example of a cartoon. So we really want to make sure they have a firm understanding of what goes into those and are able to identify those features, because now they're going to go and decide on which one of those they would like to do themselves. So they have an option: editorial, article, cartoon. And here we just got the list of sections from a local newspaper that they could write about. Do they want to write about government? Do they want to write about sports? Do they want to write real estate? That was one of the questions from last week. So encourage your student to do what they chose on their quiz last week. The main focus that we really want students to do is we want this to end up to being a local newspaper. So have their topics to do explicitly with the Federal Way area. So if they're writing about government, write about how that's affecting them living in the Federal Way area. If they're writing about arts and culture, what's going on locally? If they're writing about entertainment, how are they staying entertained? If they're writing about food, write about their own food experiences locally. So then they're going to write about that topic in the format they chose. And the final organizing structure we chose is Padlet. Some students have used Padlet in other classes, some haven't. There's a link to it right here, and it looks like this. So all students do is they just click on this little sign in the bottom. They title their article, and then they copy and paste their article in here. Copy here. If they wanted to do like an image, they can upload a file, an image. They could draw if they want to do their editorial cartoon directly here. They have a lot of options, and it's cool because 1, you can see what everyone else is doing, and 2, you can leave comments. So I think it's a great way just for students to remember that they're not alone, that other students are doing this with them. So I'm going to delete that. So that's the assignment for this week. Let's double check that. So target audience is who's around them. Remember that we're pretending like this is being actually published in a newspaper. It should have an eye-catching headline and a reminder that they don't post their article in the discussion, that they're going to post it on Padlet, and I put the link again right there. So that's our task for this week for juniors. I hope to hear from you all soon. Mondays at 10 to 10:30 are office hours. That's the best way to get in contact. Email is great too. I hope everyone's been doing well. and you'll let us know if there's anything we can do for you and your families.